Him today.
today.
Where'd you play?
Up at Ledges in York. So my
Okay.
cousin's a member up there, and so it was me, my cousin, and then my other cousin Corey, his brother, and then he brought his buddy, and his buddy works at Wyndham Country Club, so he's supposed to be nasty. He is nasty. I can't say that, but so me and my cousin Corey were getting a stroke a hole, and literally through the whole thing, I kept looking at him like, "Are you gonna make us any money today? Like, what the fuck are you doing?" Because I kept either like bogeying, so I'd win with par or whatever. And just it was pretty funny. But yeah, I shot pretty.
Attaboy. Attaboy.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
good day.
I haven't golfed since I went with you and Cooch. I got to get back out there.
Well, it was funny. So I have the app 18 Birdies, and it like controls your handicap and stuff. And I looked at it, and it was handicap was terrible. It was a 27. But I looked at my cousin. I go, it also says that I've played 25 rounds in 3 years. And he was like, yeah, I've probably played 25 rounds this year. So
This year already. Yeah.
yeah, so it's a little different.
Yeah. Well, enough of the golf talk. We're here for
Yep.
some softball. Welcome, everybody. Merrimack Minute. After we only got one game in this week, which is a bummer. We didn't have the best weather, but we made it. We got one game in, so we're going to recap that game tonight. And then Colby and I are going to get into some picks. As you can see, no guest for us tonight. Unfortunately, wasn't able to make that work. But Colby, what'd you think about week one, man? How'd it go?
I thought week one was actually a huge success. Getting through the bat testing. Thank you, Zach Graham, for breaking the ice with the it pass in Taunton by bat number 2. That was
I was
huge.
wondering who was going to be the first one this year to
Yep,
drop that.
Zach Graham. It passed. It just passed yesterday in Taunton. Okay, thank you so much. But I mean, it does suck that we missed Wednesday, but at the same time, like I think throwing out the field conditions that early, especially with new players and traveling for that, etc. Like if I had to go play in the Legion and it was raining all day, and the field, like the outfield, is soft in general,
Yeah.
I think that would have been like kind of like a terrible way to like set the tone of what the season is and what it can be and etc. So like I think it was important that we did. It sucked, but take the rain delay on Wednesday and go from there. But as far as
Yeah.
like opening night went, I think we crushed it. I think everyone was happy, even with the weather. Like it was a good night. Like got through bat testing smooth before and after games. It was just good.
Yeah. I mean, the bat testing, there's always a long line on that first night, but it looked like it was going pretty smooth. You guys did a good job of making sure that was moving, and the guys from Twardowski and Legion were getting the precedent on or at least priority going through that line. But yeah, in terms of rainouts, like I hate when we get games rained out. Like some people are like 9 a.m. already texting me, like, dude, weather looks bad. Let's just call it. And I got guys text me at 10 a.m. like, dude, weather's gonna be fine. We got to play tonight. We're definitely playing tonight. And it's like
it goes both ways. 100%.
It goes both ways. Different people want to play for different reasons. Different people don't want to play. Some guys want rainouts because they weren't going to be able to make the game anyway. Some guys just want to play because they know they're going to miss games next week. It's a balance.
You can tell the skewed way of who plays tournaments and who doesn't. Like,
oh, for
you
sure.
see, like, oh, I played this weekend, so it's like they don't really care if they missed the Wednesday game. But the people that didn't play the past weekend, it's like, oh, what the hell? I want to play I want to play tonight. Like, let's go.
I think that's always true during the year, but I think especially because it was the first week of the league this year. So it's like there's a lot of us that haven't been playing tournaments that like this is the first softball we have all year, and we wanted to play Monday and Wednesday, and it's a bummer. Like because we played Monday, but the conditions were kind of shitty. I know the 7:30 game definitely got some decent rain.
Oh yeah, they got poured on a little bit. Yeah,
sure. we were fine for the most part in the 6:30. The field held up, but just not. We held off as long as we could yesterday in terms of deciding whether or not to rain the games out.
When that second round came through, it just really like there was just nothing you could do.
And that second round really wasn't as bad as it was looking like it was going to be. But I was down at the field, around lunchtime, and it was already starting to look pretty shitty. So play it safe. you know, move the game to the end of the year and go from there. It'll be nicer weather in August. So
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it in the sense of like, if we play Monday and it's gorgeous, then like, what if on August 15th we make that makeup game? It could be gorgeous again. It
yeah,
just, I don't know. It just makes it makes sense.
the big bummer is that a lot of people wanted Sunday opening day, which that would have been controversy too
It was
because there was a big tournament
gorgeous
on
though
that
too.
Sunday. It was a gorgeous day that Sunday though. So it would have been a little bit dicey, maybe with a lot of guys playing tournaments either Saturday or Sunday or both. But the weather was perfect on Sunday, and then we got crap on Monday, and then even worse on Wednesday. But
That's how this time of year goes, though.
yeah,
It sucks.
and the most frustrating part is days like Monday where it doesn't rain like the whole day. It only
Yeah, it
starts
just
at like
waits,
5 o'clock.
just sits there. Yeah,
Oh, so frustrating. You just don't
it
know
was such
all
a pain
day.
in the ass.
Right.
Because,
And
like you said, like I mean, like it was honestly like actually walking off of Toward, it started to like come down like decent, like just like a little like spritz, whatever. And I was like, well, I mean, at least we beat the rain because it was like kind of dark and overcasty the whole time. But I was like, well, that's one win for A&D is that the rain held off, and then I got up to tell to like start helping like with whatever like bats and stuff, and it was like instantly we had to like find cover to like delay it a minute, and they
yeah.
were just getting poured on the field.
Yeah, it was kind of it definitely had a damper on opening night, but I was still pumped to be back there. It was great to be back under the lights at the top.
Best. Yeah, like I said in the group chat, it was like Cooch said something like, "Oh, it was packed at 7:45. Prime time it just doesn't miss."
Oh yeah, I think next week is going to be kind of like pseudo week 1. It's kind of like week 1 part 2
Yeah, if we
because
have nice weather
yeah,
next week,
yeah,
that place is going to be packed.
yeah. So that'll be fun. We'll definitely take a look tonight at the games for next week. But should we take a look at the at what happened on opening night?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's take a look. So again, merrimackdraftleague.com. It's where you're going to be able to see all the scores, schedule. As you'll see, I already went in here and moved the rainout games to the end of the season. So the schedule is going to get updated as adjustments are made. Everything. This is going to be the most up to date spot for you to get any information on games, fields, and if you want to look at the stats. And we can take a look at the week 1 home run leaderboard. A couple surprises on there for sure. We can take a look at, but
couple not surprises too.
yeah. So we'll take a look at these. We'll talk about each of these games first. Then we'll take a look at how we did in our picks from last week, and then we'll get into picks and a little preview for next week. How's that sound?
Perfect.
Sounds good. All right. So starting, I think this was one of the games we kind of highlighted as one we were interested in seeing was the VIP versus KP's debut. Actually, both of their coaching debut in MMSSL.
Yep.
And wow, this was kind of the shocker of the night. I feel like. What do you think?
I mean, I don't know. I've been a fan of KP's team the whole time. I think, one of KP's first picks being George, he's kind of got an edge. Brett obviously has an edge. It's been well aware. It's like, he picked guys that, some people were saying like, will they show up? Will they do this? Will they do that? But like KP did a good job picking his team, and they're all fucking ballers. So for them to like show up and put up 25 runs, like to me wasn't surprising at all. And then, they did what they did. I think honestly more the other end, like Cooch's team being a little bit of a dud on this one.
Yep.
Is more of a surprise just because that's a solid team too. But I mean, with Poison not pitching, stuff like that, I mean, I can understand it. But yeah, I mean, I think KP's team kind of held their own and did what I was kind of expecting them to.
Yeah, I probably should have clarified before I get killed in the comments here. Shocker as in that it was a blowout. I think did KP pitch in this game?
Yeah, I think he did.
I think he did. I mean, that's 7 runs. That's very good.
I also heard he went 1 for 4. So
hey, can't do it all. Not on an opening night, but yeah. I mean, 25-7. That seems like it was a blowout. I have actually all the books here if we need to look at anything, but looks like they were kind of pouring it on in the middle of that game and kind of just took off. But I was really looking forward. We were going to play them last night, KP's team. That would have been, I think, a fun one, the 7:30 game. But we'll make
yeah,
that
that
up
would
at
have
the
been
end
a
of
good
the
one.
year. Yeah,
Yeah, that would have been a good one.
yeah. So unfortunately, KP, we were hoping to have him on to talk about his, managerial debut and his first career win. But maybe in a future episode. We do have
He
yeah.
called me as I was finishing golf, and he's like, "I'm cocked," and I was like, "Okay."
It's probably for the best that he didn't join us here on
Yeah, he's like, "I'm
Cinco
going to
de
watch my
Mayo.
brother play lacrosse." I was like, "Nice."
Oh, sweet. Yeah. Uh, uh,
But yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, with that game, I think, yeah, like you were saying, like I think the run differential is definitely like
yeah.
more the surprising part, but the show out of KP's team, I isn't surprising to me at all.
I think that's a team to watch for sure this year. I think he made it. We've been saying it since the first pod post draft. He made a lot of good picks, a lot of picks that we liked.
And I think one thing too is like, a lot of people were talking about like Pat not showing up for him or this or that, and
Yeah,
Pat showed up and he showed out from what I heard. So like,
yeah,
I think that's like important for this league. Like, no one's above the league, no one's above the draft. You wanted to get in, you wanted to play. It's the best league around. You know what I mean? Like, you make the best of what you have, and like, look what happened.
yep, yep,
Like
totally.
George didn't want to not be on Monahan, but he showed up. Brett didn't want to not be on, anyone else's team. Like, he like made it clear, but they played well. They played like a really good game.
Yeah, no, it sounds like they got a good team chemistry going off the bat. So good start for Kyle for sure.
Mm-hmm.
On to the next
you
one.
walked with a fat W. I like that.
Nice W for the boys. Honestly, I actually said this I had maybe the least motivating pregame speech of all time. It was something along the lines of it was something along the lines of like championships aren't won on night one. I think I actually might have said that word for word, which is so not inspiring,
and then went out and won game one.
But it's tough facing Tommy in the first game of the year. A lot, I would say more than half of our team doesn't play tournament ball. So a lot of guys, that was their first swings of the year, game swings at least. And Hartson and Rick weren't able to make it. So our boy Martinoli was on the hill. Masterful performance from Joe.
I heard he crushed it.
Masterful performance. He might be the most precise in terms of controlling the height of his pitches. He's going to find the ceiling in the first few innings. He's going to find the ceiling and he's going to test the ceiling.
Does he really?
Oh yeah.
Huge.
It's not that he gets the high call. It's just that he's going to throw it. He's going to find, if you call it too high, he's going to throw it a little bit lower the next time. And then as soon as you call the strike, he's going to try to throw it a little bit higher that next one.
Did he grow up playing ASA?
Oh yeah. I think Joe's been playing in this year, I think realistically for 35 years. I think he's been in the league.
I mean, those ASA pitchers, they like know exactly how to touch that ceiling and then just like mark it down a little bit. It's pretty crazy, actually.
Oh yeah. He definitely played a lot of ASA.
No wonder he gets drilled though. I mean, if you're going to throw the ball high and outside, you're doomed.
Yeah. It's just funny because it was what an awesome pitching matchup there. Just Tommy versus Joey, just completely different.
It's so funny. Yeah.
Yeah, Joe's just
Tommy's doing all his antics on the mound.
Yeah,
and shit.
yeah. But no, yeah, we did good. We we weren't expecting Joe to be pitching. I ended up playing shortstop. That it wasn't exactly what I was expecting for us to put out there, but heck of a performance from the boys. Awesome defense. We'll get into it a little bit. Actually, I'll get into it right now. My underrated pick from a few episodes ago, Kyle Talbot, locked down right field. I think they hit like maybe like 10 or 11 balls over to him. He made it every single play. Heck of a job from him. And then actually I'm going to save this next one for later. But yeah, heck of a win for the boys. Monahan, they got a good squad. They didn't have Tribuco.
That's exactly what I was going to ask. Did he show up and what happened?
No, he wasn't there. They might have been missing one or two other guys, but nothing to overreact on that front. It's TA at the end of the day, he's going to get.
I was going to say there's just literally nothing to ever overreact with that game.
Yep.
From where they came from last year. So
like I said to the team before the game, championships aren't won on night one, but I will say it was great to get a win on the first night, get it off on the right foot, especially when we're kind of like, the guys could tell we were kind of not shorthanded because we had a lot of guys, but that we did, we were missing starting pitcher, starting shortstop. But it was great to see it's awesome to see the team kind of start building a little bit of chemistry. So
Absolutely.
on to the next one. I'll let you take this one.
So for our game, we were flat, and Peterson Painting like didn't let us not know that. They consistently like, I think there was like maybe one inning they like really had like an overwhelming inning that was like, oh shit. But besides that, they kind of just like peppered us for like two or three, and like just kept going. And like even our score realistically like doesn't put into place like how not close this game was
So
because
you're
of
saying
how.
it wasn't really a 3-run game. It felt like a lot more.
Oh yeah, I felt like we were getting beat the whole time for
Yeah.
sure, like without a question. Like our team. Not to say that like we were flat, but it was like we'd get a single, a double, a this, or that, and then it'd be maybe a double play or like they made a good play or whatever, and then we just went quiet. So it was consistently like we either leave people on base or there was no run scored or was what it was. And then we'd had a couple like good spurts to like keep it close enough. But in the end, I think like the one real solid inning that they had was the top of the seventh when we had like just made it like real close. And what we didn't need to do was like let them get runs, and they did it. And then we came back with some pretty good fire, but in the end, we actually left the bases loaded with the tying run on first with a good stick up. We had this kid Heyman, who I'm just meeting this year. He's going to be a really good ball player, and I was excited to see him up in that spot. And he had made great swings all game, and just didn't have it on that one, and that's all.
Yeah. I mean, tough games to start week one. I think you just got to try to battle through those types of things and find your identity as a team. A lot of the times, like even the teams that won, like everybody's still trying to figure out who they are at this point of the year.
And I think too, like one of the people that I said was like underrated, Justin Savage, huge for me. I started him, and then he understood like I have people to play. Like we had almost a full roster, and he he was in, and then the spot comes up. I need to like move people around, and as soon as he came off, he was like, "Yep, coach, whatever you need, like absolutely whatever you need." Even though like I know he's a good stick, it was never like questioning him, but knowing at that spot in the lineup, I need to get someone in, and he was like so okay with it. Like that's the stuff that you start to learn like through the season. Like, all right, who will be okay with this? Who will take this all right? Whatever. Like, so I leaned on him heavy to be okay with that, to kind of set the tone for the rest of the season. Like, it's not just going to be him. It's not just going to be anyone else. Like, we're all going to have to take a turn and being like putting our pride aside and like let the next guy do it for you.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I said that to the team before too. I was like, everybody on this team at some point this year is going to have to sit a few innings. I envision that my team's going to have pretty high attendance overall. And everybody's going to have to take a turn, and it's not and it's never anything personal, right? I want everybody to play.
And I said the same exact thing opening the game. Like, listen, see how many guys we have. Like, we're going to be moving people around. It is what it is. But for me, like with my security blanket, like it was him and a couple of the people that I just knew that I could be like, all right, you have to go here. You have to do this, just to show people like it's not about favorites or anything like that. Like, this is what the league is. This is how we win games. This is how we're going to lose games. That's show business.
Oh, it totally is. So A&D starting 0-1, but that's why we play 27. Long season.
Absolutely.
Long season. And before we move to the next one, we got our first comment in here, Billy. Happy Cinco de Mayo to Billy, to everybody. I don't know.
Billy,
I know there's a good crew at Primos tonight, so I don't know if anyone's actually watching us here, but they'll catch us later.
I'm gonna say I'm wondering if he's even there or not.
I don't think so. I was texting him earlier about going, and I don't know if he made it. But next game, this was a pretty eye-opening game for me. New Hampshire Irrigation beats Phantom Gymnastics by 9. I think Joey's got something here with these new guys. I really do. I don't know how much of his game you saw, but Joey's going to have a very, very, very good infield throughout the entire mixing. He was mixing middle infielders in and out the entire game.
They were making plays, like
Yeah,
really making plays.
yeah. I mean, I'm gonna might get his last name wrong, but one of the new guys, Corey. It's either Simone or Simeone. I don't remember. I don't know which one. So I will definitely know it probably by the end of next week. But that guy absolutely showed up in his first game. He
V
he made
won't. So
he made an he made an unbelievable play at third base.
Was that at third base? Yeah. That was crazy.
So, and that was coming in out. I think that was his first inning in, because I think Sloaney started the first 3 innings out there, and he played great at third base. And then you gotta mix guy. I actually looked at Joey's book entering the games played. Hayes was the only guy on their team that wasn't there, so they had 16 at least.
So he did a good job of moving people in and out.
He had to, and
That's huge.
Guys like Bones were willing to take innings off, and Joey was out there pitching. He pitched well. And only because I didn't get to see Torromeo, but I would say New Hampshire Irrigation probably had the most impressive performance that I saw in the 3 games that I saw on Monday night.
Yeah, no, that was definitely good. I actually didn't even know that the score was like that heavy one way. I thought it was kind of a closer game, but I definitely did see V's team, hustling and grinding and doing their thing. Which, I mean, it's not like V kind of like expects it, but it's like the energy that he brings in general is what you're going to get out of guys. And I think, maybe like we like all talked about it, like having all those new players, that could be a thing for him. Everyone's showing up wanting to perform and show out to all these people,
trying to prove themselves.
You know what I mean? Yeah, trying to prove themselves. And to him, that's a huge thing going into the beginning of the season.
Oh, totally. And I think it looked like all of his new guys were there. And like I said, very, very good 5-man infield. No matter, he has multiple different variations he can do for it. And then you plug Hayes into that 3-man outfield. That's gonna be a team I'm starting to get higher on them than I was definitely after the draft, just off one night.
I think in league ball too, I mean, having people that just want to get to first base, want to get to the extra base, etc. That's, you're going to squeak out wins that way regardless.
Oh yeah.
So stealing runs or whatever, that's huge.
Yeah. And they have Bones, and we all know he's the best.
He's the fucking best. So
he is the best. So, all right, last game of the night, the 8:30. They actually had better weather than the 7:30 game, but we were able to get the 8:30 game in. This game sounds kind of similar to how you described that Peterson A&D game, in that, to me, I felt like VFW was in control and dominating this entire game. I was actually kind of surprised to see.
I was actually going to say the opposite.
I was actually kind of surprised. Maybe I wasn't paying enough attention, but I thought they kind of had it in hand most of the game. And I was surprised to see it was only a 1-run game.
So I kind of felt like, give me 1 second. I kind of felt like A&D was kind of like down on themselves. Like the middle of their lineup,
you mean VFW
did not hit. Yeah, I'm sorry. VFW didn't hit well, et cetera. I kind of felt like that was quite a ball game. They, I don't think Gallo or Benny hit particularly well. And it seemed like the middle of their lineup was kind of freezing up, and they did kind of lean on like the end of their lineup. Raymond hit the ball very well.
I saw him get a very nice line drive base hit.
That fucking prick being an 11 is bullshit. And so I think that I actually kind of felt like VFW kind of grinded that one out personally for a good win there. But I mean, I guess that's like 2 different versions of seeing, like, if you're watching the whole thing or like catching different glimpses of however you're viewing it. But it seemed to me like VFW should have walked in with like a team that, their core is pretty similar to like what they had last year. Yep. And then I feel like they expected more too.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, all that matters is they got the W.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think I do think that team, like they do every single year, they look good. They look like they're going to be a team that is going to contend throughout the entire season.
I mean, defensively on paper, it's pretty fucking insane to see them, like, especially like defensively, laying it out on like who's on the field and what spots.
Yeah,
the team's very solid.
I would say at least from the infield perspective, out of all 10 of these teams, I think Joey's team might have the best defensive infield out of everybody.
They look good, really good.
And they have different guys they can plug in, and the defense will still be very good in the infield. So I might be hyping them up a little bit too much, but I was impressed on Monday night.
But I mean, honestly, I'm pretty impressed with Dearborn coaching that team too.
Yeah,
To have that game be close, he was
missing
missing
some
Rusin.
guys. Yeah,
Like that's a huge thing. Like to have him on the mound, like to be able to move Gio out to middle or wherever else, like he can play like, and just Rusin leading off, stuff like that.
yep.
To keep that competitive and be close against a veteran team, that's very solid.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he hates losing just as much as everyone else, but you can build off of a loss like that. VFW is a team that has a core. Like you said, it already has some team chemistry built in. Dearborn's starting from scratch, so it's always good to not get blown out on opening night in your first game. Sorry, coach, but again, like I said before, that's why we played 27 of them. So,
but I mean, at least Cooch had fall ball too. You know what I mean? Like he's seen the people that are in this league and stuff like that.
I'm just giving him shit.
But Cooch also got absolutely pile driven. So
yeah. The other thing I was going to note, but it's only because we only had one game. None of our guests got a win in week 1.
Tommy got 0 wins.
No, I'm saying none of the people we've had on the pod as a guest. They all lost week 1. Is all I was saying.
Wow. It's the Madden curse.
It might be the curse, the pod curse, but I think mathematically that'll end very soon. But who knows? We got to get another guest. Cooley wants to be our guest next week.
He said fuck off last time.
He told me he needs one more week to watch the games before he can come up with his power rankings. So he's got to do more research. I respect that.
I get that. That makes sense.
Yeah. So let's wrap up week 1 here before we look at how we did in our picks. What were some of your big takeaways from week 1?
Well, so it's tough for me because, I was over at Tward, so I can only see, X amount of things. But like you had mentioned, irrigation, making plays in the infield, I definitely noticed that. That was huge. Dearborn's team, there was no quit. Like they were still putting good swings on the ball, competing with VFW, inning to inning. That was huge. For me on my side of things, J-Ro took, some people that other people were like, well, what the hell are you doing or whatever. But his team balled. Like no one was trying to do too much. That was huge. They fielding wise were okay, but it's not like the effort wasn't there. So he definitely took a team that is going to give it to him Mondays and Wednesdays, no matter what, which is huge. And then, on my side of things, I'm excited, like really excited. I had Joey Holmes at third base because unfortunately we didn't have Mike Rich, but he crushed it. And then thinking about my outfield, like Laporte was my EH, and I still had 4 people in the outfield that were really strong outfielders. You know what I mean? Like making good plays and, whatever. So it's just, these rosters are deep, but it's exciting to see, how good the teams are still going to be, even when not everyone's there.
Yeah.
I think that would probably be my biggest takeaway.
Okay. Yeah. I think, again, I've mentioned it too many times already. Joey's team was a huge takeaway for me this week. Kyle, impressive in his coaching debut. So that's another big takeaway for me. And then it's always nice first week back to get all of the first of the years that happen every single year. Like you said, the first guy that said, "Oh, my bat tested positive," or my bat pass compression, my bat pass compression.
My bat is COVID.
Yes, yeah. My bat pass compression yesterday, or our first fight over rain out or not rain out. And then, of course, my first and guys in the league, if you're listening, this is not meant to be insensitive here, but a lot of guys in this league play tournaments now. Nobody's going to feel bad that you're sore from your tournament over the weekend. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. No.
Nobody's going to feel bad. A lot of guys play tournaments, And even a lot of guys like me who have played tournaments in the past, I get it. It's a bummer. You're not playing another 5 games though. It's 1 game. So keep that in mind. A lot of guys play tournaments. You'll make it down there, even if you just have to EH. And trust me, there's a lot of guys that want to play. So,
or coach a team and sit yourself.
Exactly. I was going to say that. That's one of Dustin's go-tos for, like, if you want to catch an EH, be a coach. You know what I mean?
That's it.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah.
I sat there in Crocs and put my team together, and that was it.
Yeah. So, again, we're going to do this every week. Before we move on, actually, give me one player that stuck out for you this week.
I don't want to put it on. So I'm going to do 2 because,
okay.
Like, I want to take someone from my own team that, like I had mentioned before, that I'd never met before, met him through drafting him. Heyman absolutely stuck out to me. He's got a really solid swing, a strong swing. And he's quiet, but he seems like he's there to compete, which is cool. Especially, like I said, like, not knowing him. So, like, that's definitely like a very positive to see.
Yeah.
And then from J-Ro's team, I think Silas, like, I've never really gotten to take the field with him. I know him. He's a really good kid in general, but he just puts good swings on the ball, smart swings on the ball, and his lack of effort. I mean, his non-lack of effort is just, like, apparent. Like, he's getting down on balls and doing everything else. Like, I thought that was really cool. Like, to see him, he played second base and he was grinding, and I think that's important.
Awesome. Yeah. So for me, one of them was a Buckley guy, John Maxon. I don't think really anybody. He calls himself the secret weapon, and I see why. 2 homers opening night.
I love that.
John Maxon, my guy,
calls himself the secret weapon.
He was like, "I'm the secret weapon," and I'm like, "Yeah, he is." So it was awesome. It's always awesome when you only see these guys hit in BP 10 swings at the Legion, and there's a lot going on and stuff like that. And he came up and just no doubters. TA was actually even, like, questioning the bat after the second one, and I was like, "Come on, TA. This literally just got tested like 3
first night just got tested
like 3 minutes ago. It got tested." But shout out John Maxon. I mentioned Corey Simeone, I think, on Joey V's team. He was impressive to me. Yeah, and then Gio went deep 3 times on Monday night. Early,
he's got that Toro swing down. He's golden.
Yeah, got that D swing down.
He's got a spot on the team.
He can just hit all his team's home runs if he hits 3 a game.
Yeah, go ahead.
Nobody else can hit a home run. They don't have anyone else that hits home runs on that team, right?
No, Amadeus actually has a pretty weak bat. So
yeah, right. Right. So all right, so let's take a look at how we did. And actually, I think you're gonna like this, Colby. I prepared this while I was waiting for you.
Here we go.
Just gonna keep the pick
standings
at the bottom.
Unbelievable.
I mean, if I went 1-3, I probably wouldn't have done that ahead of time.
Yeah, no kidding.
But here we are. So unfortunately, half of our picks, or I guess 3 out of 7, we didn't get to see those because of the rain out. And all of our first Moneyball picks were rained out. So
we don't. That doesn't stick though. We get to repick those.
Yeah, we'll definitely get to repick those.
Okay.
So
actually, something that stood out too. Huge bummer for Dearborn. LaFontaine just randomly getting shoulder surgery. That sucks.
He doesn't know. He's getting a second opinion, so he's hoping he doesn't have to get surgery. I think either way, it's going to be a prolonged absence. So definitely unfortunate.
I know he's not like a huge like athlete on the bases, but if you put him in like the 2-hole, like behind Rusin, he's going to push Rusin over to third all the time. And he's at least going to be like 2 people on the bases for Gio and Amadeus to smash one. Like, that's a huge stick to be missing.
I would say 90% of the league doesn't really understand how good LaFontaine, is and especially was. Like, I didn't get to see him, but I've heard stories about how unbelievable he was. But he can still go out there, and he might be like one of the best pure softball hitters.
Just hitting wise, yeah, exactly. I think the way that because he also keeps people defensively like on their toes. He'll step into a ball and still cut it down third baseline.
Yeah.
with ease. So I think that hopefully they do get him back, especially after like the performance they had, because that's just a huge stick to have in the lineup. Even if he's just catching or if they bat 11 or whatever, I think that's gonna be important for them.
Yeah, no, I agree. Hopefully he comes back. So yeah, looking at the picks here, you and I both missed on Phantom. Tommy got NHI right. I missed on VIP. You guys got Torromeo, and then I nailed the next two, and you guys were both on A and D and Monahan there.
I picked. Wait. Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn.
So after, as you can see on the ticker there, and after 1 week,
point it out again.
We got Colby 1-3. I'm 2-2, and our guest picker is 2-2. I think just so we can keep on, on par, I think we're gonna have to pick a guest to send us some picks for this coming.
Oh, that's a good call.
So that we can make sure that they have the same amount as us.
Also, what do we do if we both lose to the guest?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or what? How about this? Why don't you for the shit? You should put up 3 games next week or like on Sunday, and put it on a poll on the website. Get people on the website.
The consensus picks,
and we'll take the consensus pick as the guest because we didn't have one this week. Right?
Okay.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I'll have to find a way. Maybe I'll use that survey website.
Yeah, I think we should do that.
And we can have them pick all 7 games, and we'll just.
Because I mean, realistically, if we're gonna have this many weeks of softball, we can't expect a guest every week. Right. So we need to fill the blank.
Yeah. All right. We'll give that a shot. I'm signing myself up for work here, but
is there a way to do that though?
Yeah, I can make that survey, and we can just send out the link, and just like I did for the sign up.
Just make an A and B survey.
Yeah. Well, no, it's going to be 7 different games basically, and it'll be.
But I'm saying A and B.
A and B are the choices. Yeah. Awesome. So we'll start with our picks here. So here are the 6 games that we're definitely picking. So again, for those who might have missed last week, every week we're going to pick the 6:30 at Twardowski, the 6:30 at the Legion, and the 7:30 at Martell for both nights. So that's 6 games total. And then we're going to pick one other highlight game of the week to pick. So 7 games total. So let's just go through first, and let's pick the highlighted, the 6 games first, and then we'll go through and we'll pick the last game we want to pick.
All right. Are we snaking again?
Sure. We can snake. So first one's for you. Phantom or Peterson?
All right. I'm going to go Peterson Buckley.
Oh, so you're going back to back here. You're going 2.
Isn't that a snake?
Snake would be you go first, then I go, and then I go.
All right, I'm going to go Peterson. Yeah, you're right.
Okay. You're going to go Peterson. Mitch, come on, my man. I'm going to keep picking you until you win. So
something against Phantom. I'm wondering, summer's starting to hit. Pope might not show up. We'll see.
I saw Pope hit a gross ball down the left.
Absolute seed.
Yeah,
that was gross.
I'm going to take Buckley here, shockingly, and you're going to go with.
I'm going Buckley too.
Buckley as well. Watch out for the Buckley boys.
Buckley.
This is an interesting matchup for sure. Nice little 7:30 primetime game here. Torromeo versus VFW. What are your thoughts on this game?
Damn.
That's a good matchup.
It is a good matchup. It's tough. It's tough to go against them on paper, but I'm going to stick with Torromeo. Okay. I like them. I like them a lot.
I like him too. I am going to go with VFW though this week. I just think, I don't know. I could see Kyle getting a little big headed about being 1-0. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. But he also this season 1, he's continuously saying he's got something to prove, etc.
That's true.
So I don't think he's gonna walk people, and I think that he's, I could definitely see his team, especially backing him up and wanting to grind out a win and get this one. I think it's gonna be a close one. I think it's gonna probably be high scoring.
The other thing here is I know VFW's got some guys coming back. They'll be coming back from they're traveling somewhere for softball this weekend.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Monday could come in hot.
Yeah, Mondays are usually tough for some people, but all right. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with VFW though. Moving on to Wednesday. Peterson Painting versus Holtz. So this one would be me. I am gonna go with Peterson here. I believe you're gonna go with them as well.
7:30. Rusin could be there.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give it to Holtz.
All right. I like it. Only one sweep so far. Another good matchup here. Monahan versus NHI. You're on the clock.
It's a 6:30. Tommy's gonna be there. A lot of new guys. Tribuco might show up to this one, maybe. I'm going Monahan. Because you know what's gonna happen is if V has to pitch again, then there's a chance that V's not I don't know this, but he's not like a natural pitcher. TA's gonna sit there and be like, listen, take the goddamn pitches. And then V's gonna take one off the shin pads and get pissed off and start throwing overhand instead of fucking underhand. So I like Monahan there.
Those are definitely possible scenarios that could actually play out.
V throws overhand.
I hate picking against Monahan, but at the same time I love it because they get pissed when I do it. So I'm gonna take NHI here. And again, I've been hyping up NHI the whole episode, so I got to stick with it there. And then our last game here, another one for Torromeo. Torromeo and A&D Plumbing.
Brett might blow one out this game.
This is the Brett Revenge Tour game. Before I pick, I want to hear your thoughts on this game.
I think Torromeo's good. So for me, it's going to be a lot of the fact that I'm going to insist that we win, but it does kind of come down to how KP is going to end up pitching. Last year, when we played Boomers in playoffs, some of it was like, well, let's see how. I'd rather see how KP comes out and pitches than Hudon. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it showed true that it was that he kind of started walking people, and then we took advantage when he did walk people, stuff like that. So I think that we're going to go off that. Hopefully our firepower is more than their firepower. That's basically the bottom line.
All right. You talked me into it. I'm going A&D.
Clean sweep. You talked me into it. Peer pressure. Right. I'm in.
So we got to do two things. We got to pick one more of these other 4 games as our highlight game, and then we also got to go back through and choose a money ball game. Pick of the week, I think, is what we're calling it. So we got NHI Holtz, A&D Monahan. 8:30 A&D Monahan. I like that game. Buckley versus the Gymnasts. VFW VIP. I think it's pretty obvious here which one the highlight. The Gymnasts. I think it's pretty obvious that this has got to be our highlight game.
What about I was somewhat considering is Gymnasts and Holtz down at the no, that's not that's
the following Monday. Yeah.
That was definitely a good rival last year.
Yeah. So let's pick this one. So this is one you can't use your bonus pick on. I'll go first on this one.
No Tommy. A&D.
I don't know. Tommy seems back. Tommy seems super back. He might be making this.
He's not.
He might be making this 8:30 game. I don't know who's going to pitch for them if he's not there.
TA will probably come out of his ass and be like, "Oh, I'm an 11th round pick. Watch me just pitch strikeouts."
I don't think I've never seen him
and hit seeds.
He might be inspired from what he saw from Martinoli on Monday, but yeah, the Tommy 8:30 factor is huge. I think Tommy's all in. I think he's going to be there, and I'm going to give this one to Monahan.
Terrible choice.
You're going to go A&D.
course.
All right.
It'd be crazy
So
not to.
let's go back through these. I got to pick a pick of the week. I think definitely the game to watch is going to be that Monday 7:30 Torromeo VFW.
That's a good one.
I think that's going to be a really good one. I think Torromeo A&D will also be a good one. My pick of the week. I want to say Peterson versus Holtz, but I'm gonna go NHI versus Monahan. It's my pick of the week.
Oh, I was gonna go opposite that.
Really?
So let's do it. Let's go.
So we're going double whammy here. You're going Monahan?
Full blown against you, yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Lafferty, chill in the comments, would you? You didn't do shit on the mound.
Oh, that's right. Billy is a pitcher.
Half-ass pitcher.
Big pitcher. So, all right. That's what we got for picks. We're at the 45-minute mark, which I think is a good spot for us to wrap up.
You know what's one thing we should do too is we should I know it's like one more statistic, but we should keep track of money balls.
No, we will. We will.
Did any of us hit?
No, they all got rained out.
All the
money balls got rained out. So I'm gonna basically just keep our regular standings, and then I'm gonna keep another like the money ball standings on the side. So like for example, let's say Monahan wins this game. It'll just be 1-0 for you in the regular record, but you'll be 1-0 in money balls.
Yep, gotcha.
Yep.
Well, and we're also tallying total points, right?
Absolutely. Yeah. So the money balls will be worth 2. Or actually, no, in that case, we'll just add because we're already splitting the 2. You know what I mean?
No,
you're already getting the 1.
Yeah, you're getting one additional point.
The regular plus the 1 other point.
One additional point for the, yeah.
So we'll just add your win. We'll just add your wins for your money balls to your win total for the rest.
Did we decide if we lose to the guest, like what we're going to do? What if we both lose? That'd be embarrassing.
Like overall for the season, you're saying?
Yeah.
The guest? I don't know. I think we got to figure out what you and I are going to do first.
Yeah, you're right.
But
Lafferty's in the comments acting like I'm not going to talk shit back after you just called me A&G.
A&G. No, I think he's saying wow at me picking NHI as my as my money ball here. But
at least I show a little respect.
I am going to be getting texts at 8:30 tomorrow morning about picking NHI as my money ball
baby
pick.
Blue, baby.
Yeah. But no disrespect, Monahan boys. No, they're my squad, my second squad. So, all right. Anything?
Billy's gonna be like, Jim, you look good in baby blue.
I mean, I've only been on one team ever, man. I don't know if it wouldn't feel right to not be on Buckley, but maybe we'll go baby blue one season. Who knows? Hopefully we have uniforms. They already had their uniforms. Good for them for already having unis on opening night. I think they were the only team I saw with unis.
He thought he goes, is anyone in Nashua? And I said what I said in the group chat, and then he goes, do you think you could stop at TB's and grab our uniforms? And I was like, do you think the first thing I want to do is go get fucking Monahan uniforms? Are you out of your fucking mind?
Did you steal one for yourself?
I should have burnt it.
Ooh, those are fighting words. But all right. Well, hey, it's been fun as always. You must be tired from the round of golf. I'm exhausted from, I'm back in the office like a regular pre-2020 human.
Yeah. What are you doing in the office these days?
I went 4 days in a row, man.
Yuck.
It's weird. Like you know how like if you don't go to the gym for like 2 months and you go back, you're like, oh, I feel like I've never lifted before.
You're gassed.
You're like out of shape. Like I'm like office out of shape right now. Like I'm not mentally and physically used to going to the office 4 days in a row.
It wears on you.
It does. I'm just obviously so spoiled and like
something different. We can't just lean over the coffee table and grab a bong.
Yes. I mean, I don't do that, but so awesome. Well, thanks everyone for joining and for watching. Hoping we get better weather. What I'm going to call week 1, part 2. And we'll see everybody down at the fields on Monday.
So
Good night,
long.
everyone.